Folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you would like to call our show, 706-889-9700. Text us anytime you see news, know of news. 706-889-9700. Send your text messages. Chief@FetcherNews.com, at FYNTV, at Fetcher News on Twitter. Find our Facebook page, Fetcher News, YouTube, FYNTV, Fetcher News. Subscribe. Get notifications when we're doing live broadcasts. Okay, now here's something that now I tune in, and I know I've told you this before, at 6 a.m. to see what the media attack of the day is on the president, okay? And that usually comes from, Boris and Natasha. That is Boris and Natasha, Joe Scarborough, and Minka Brzezinski, and they start pulling all of their cast together to start their takedown of the day of the President of the United States. We have so much to go through. And that being said, I have often asked myself, and I've never really come to the show. I read so many things over the weekend and say this, but, there's some things, Democrat or Republican, you'll hear politicians say, this is not a Republican issue. This is not a Democrat issue. This is an American issue. This is an issue that affects all Americans. You'll hear that, that's great campaigning, right? This is not a Democrat issue, gun control. This is not a Democrat issue. This is not a Republican issue. This is an issue that affects all Americans. This is an issue that should bring us together. I mean, right on the campaign trail, on the stump, you hear that all the time. I would think our elections would not be, from the highest level, a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. Now, I think right from your sitting president should do everything within his or her power to make sure, not Hillary's obviously, to make sure that the elections are free, fair, and that everything, is, it's no hitting below the belt and all the above. And when I ring the bell, come out swinging. You would think that a citizen in this country, citizen A and citizen B and citizen C and D, that the national security advisors that work for the President of the United States and the FBI would go to each one of those citizens and give them a warning. Beware of this. This is something we think you should be aware of. What we find is, right from the President of the United States to Loretta Lynch, right through the Hillary campaign, right through Barack Hussein Obama, headed up there by Barack Hussein Obama, Valerie Jarrett. I always like to remind you out there, the audience, that Valerie Jarrett stayed all 8 years. She came from Chicago, stayed all 8 years, and is probably right down the hall from the Obamas right now, okay? You should always remember that. Iranian-born Valerie Jarrett has been with the Obamas all the way from the Chi-Town days to the current days now. That being said, you would think that Clapper and Brennan and Comey and Mueller and Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, every one of them would have come to candidate Donald Trump personally and said, look, as this campaign progresses, we're going to give you warnings to watch for, okay? There may be people attempt to do things to you. Now, we know Mr. Candidate there, Republican candidate for president, that you run a very successful business, and we know you understand a little bit on the espionage side. People maybe try to steal your patented towel rack for your hotels or whatever it may be. But we have a different focus, and our focus is that we warn both camps of the potential dangers out there and keep you abreast of what's happening. I'm just wondering, why did that never take place all the way from the top? But no, all the way from Barack Obama all the way down, they laid the groundwork, they laid the traps, they laid the bear traps everywhere they could. They infiltrated this campaign unbeknownst to them, talked to people that they should have not been talking to, unbeknownst to them, because they wanted to get him. It's just, why lay the trap? Something about that just seems deceptive, evil, that we should never do to an American citizen is lay a trap for them. But that being said, let's move right along. The destruction, part of the destruction is the media. So MSNBC, okay, we have, Donald Trump has in his administration, there has been 17 releases, 17 released prisoners throughout the world since he became president of the United States. 17. Just this past weekend, a young man by the name of Josh Mason? I can't lose where I'm at here. So it's a young man, Josh Holt. So put up a picture of Josh Holt. That's Josh Holt and the president of the United States, okay? 2 years. 2 years in a Venezuelan prison, okay? Set up on fake, phony gun charges, that he had guns, illegal guns, spent 2 years at a Venezuelan prison. Little Bobby Corker. Now, did anybody watch the 13 minutes in the Oval Office with Josh Holt, his mom and dad, and everybody? I did. I watched the 13 minutes. And Trump capped Bobby Corker, senator from Tennessee, actually went down to Venezuela with a plane to bring Mr. Holt back. And Trump said to Bob Corker, Senator Bob Corker, 3 or 4 times, and good work, Bob. Bob, that was just outstanding work. It was outstanding. That's good work, Bob. Bob, I can't say it. Bob Corker, I can't say it. How many, if you watched it like it, how many of you were waiting for him to say, little Bobby Corker, you came through? But anyhow, it didn't happen. So there's Josh Holt, a Mormon missionary. Okay, I wonder what Mitt Romney thinks today. I wonder if there's a statement I missed. This is his mom and dad. Okay, this is mom and dad and his and their new stepchildren, because Josh went down there and married a young lady. This has everything to do with legal immigration. That's Josh and his wife. Okay, this is legal, folks. This is actually legal. And President Trump welcomed her to her new country. Okay. Oh, yeah, seriously, this is not on the national news media. This got 15 minutes and it moved right along, okay? This has one of the strongest statements by a senator that, to this point, and I'm going to tell you what it is. It summed up President Donald Trump to me. Okay, I don't know about you. So I wonder what Mitt Romney thinks. Mike Lee was in the room. Mr. President, thank you so much. Little Bobby Corker, thank you. Orrin Hatch. Orrin Hatch gave another one of those, you know, Mr. President, you're going to be the greatest president in the world because the people of Utah thank you. I thank you, okay? All right. And then what about the Utah? Is it McMitchin? Was his name McMitchin? Evan? I'm doing this off the top of my head. Evan McMitchin, the guy that was a never Trumper. Wonder what he thinks today. Because he's Mormon. He's from Utah, okay? The media is too busy focusing on Trump's tweets. We'll get to the president's tweets. But I do want to tell this great story. So this guy is freed after 2 years, okay? And all of the media somehow is focused on other things. But Mia Love said something, all right? Mia Love said something that actually stood out to me. That's Senator Mia Love. And Trump said, Mia Love came into my office, and every time she came into my office, she would say, Josh Holt. And Josh is sitting there and his parents, and he said, I would look at Mia and say, don't say Josh Holt today. Don't say it. We're working on it. I promise. Okay? So would laugh, don't say Josh Holt anymore to me. But Mia Love said, if, okay, I have it here. All right. Mia Love said, America, Trump has your back. Now, that's not her quote, but what I'm telling you this morning is America, Trump has your back. If you're an American citizen, the President of the United States has your back. If you're an American citizen and you're traveling anywhere in the world, you're not home, but you need to know the President has your back. Unlike the previous administration where Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and Michelle Obama and all of the Samantha Powers, Clapper, Brennan, every one of them were trying to figure out how to make the most corrupt things happen and just the dirtiest dealing of these crooks. They did not think anything about where you are in the world if you were in a prison, still in a prison in the world at all. A dismal. John Kerry was riding a damn bicycle with a helmet and carrying James Taylor over to Paris to sing "You've Got a Friend in Me," okay, or whatever. You know, I was waiting for Buzz Lightyear to show up. You got a friend, I swear to God, what was he singing? Friends or whatever the hell. He had James Taylor over there singing, riding a bicycle, trying to pull a crooked deal in Iran. Death to America, the same deal he was saying, no, they're not really saying that. Some little Iranian dude was over there screaming death to America, burning a flag in the same video, and John Kerry was saying, well, no, they're not really, that's not really... Just forget him over there. Okay, anyhow, that being said, America, this is what Mia Love, Senator Mia Love said. The United States said, Mr. President, she looked in that room, put them up again, Josh Holt and the President, just anyway. She looked, she's sitting on the couch. I didn't put a picture of her. She's sitting there in that room with them, and she looked at the President and said, Mr. President, everybody in the United States should know you have their back. And the United States has their back. So I'm here to tell you that was big for me. America, Trump has your back. Now, there's 17. Now, the recent State Department, remember Mike Pompeo wasn't officially Secretary of State when 3 were released from North Korea. The 3 Korean Americans were released just recently. Now, the State Department did a lot of work here getting Josh Holt. 17's been released. But President Trump made sure that he did not leave this meeting without saying, Pastor Brunson remains in Turkey. Okay? So do you have a picture of Pastor Brunson? Did I have a picture of him? This is how President Donald Trump thinks. Now they go through because he sends out tweets and he spins their heads off and he calls it just like it is. But he didn't leave this room. He congratulated. He was glad. But this is U.S. Pastor Andrew Brunson is remanded in custody in Turkey. Okay, and President Donald Trump in that meeting with Mr. Holt said, we are working now, our State Department's working now very hard to try to get Andrew Brunson, Pastor Brunson, out of Turkey. America, the President of the United States has your back, okay? Now, before I go to break, the network this morning, there's so much stuff that we can cover, you can take that down, okay? This is how MSNBC opened up the show. Trump's obsession with conspiracy theories. CTE, China, quid pro quo. They want to look into China, okay? They're talking about the on again, off again, on again, off again North Korean summit. They're talking about this morning, Ivanka Trump gets 5 Chinese patents, products, trademarks, gets 5 Chinese trademarks, gets 2 more, and now has 34 trademarks in China. Folks, I would like for you to look up some of the other trademarks in China and see who has all of them. No new deals, read my lips. President Trump said, I will not do any new deals once president. Okay. These are the kind of things that we're talking about. Now, if you're listening, so everyone is complicit in Trump-China deal to help his family. If you're watching any of these networks, you're going to see ZTE, China. You're going to see them go over and over. Ivanka with 34 trademarks. They're going to talk about this quid pro quo. All I'm telling you is, for all of these things that they say are concerning about Trump and his relationship now with China, just seems like it was just yesterday it was the relationship with Russia. Maybe the Russia narrative is not working, and maybe maybe that will work out a little different for them. Do they want us to believe that everybody in the State Department, everybody in the administration, everybody in the Treasury Department, Mnuchin, Ross, Wilbur Ross, everybody in the Senate, Foreign Relations, every one of them are complicit with Trump trying to make a quid pro quo deal? I don't think so. All of this is what Minka Brzezinski said, all of this while Trump is allowing children to be ripped from their parents' arms. It took till 6:30 this morning for them to even mention Memorial Day, but then they went through a whole list of people that did some very honorable things, from Bob Dole to the whole list of people that there were some very honorable things, George Bush comments, and then said, our president is so bad. Did you watch the 6-minute video of the president laying a wreath at the unknown soldier, tomb of the unknown soldier? Did you watch that? I did. Did you watch his Memorial Day speech? I did. Okay. So he put out a tweet and he said, hey, those that gave their lives would be proud of this country today and what we're trying to do. And they made a big deal. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we are not anti-America. What do we want to come back with? I want to come back with this. I want to come back with the Supreme Court. We'll talk about that when we get back after these messages. I'm your host, BKP. Take us a break.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellen-J, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World. In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Folks, I'm your host, BKP. I wondered how long this would take. In fact, I sent this message. Oh, Amanda, I must show you after the show. I sent this message last Wednesday to someone, and I wondered how long it would take in the Georgia gubernatorial campaign for this commercial to come out, and I knew it would sooner or later. It's the old Stand By Your Man commercial. Roll the tape.
You know, Casey caught my eye in high school at a Fellowship of Christian Athletes meeting. I saw a natural leader that people were drawn to. In over 31 years of marriage, Casey's faith in God and strength as a leader have been the foundation of our family. Beneath his smile and compassion is a rock, a leader who doesn't waver from doing what's right. Casey has led our family faithfully with God and in service to others, and I know he'll do the same for Georgia.
Conservative Casey Cagle leads.
Last Wednesday, I sent that message out and wondered when that commercial would surface, and it has. Nita Cagle, Casey Cagle's wife, comes out with a commercial. It's the old Stand By Your Man, Casey Cagle leads commercial. Wondered when that would happen. We'll get more into that. That will probably spark some interest in some news cycles. So, Amanda, let's move on here. Decision time, okay? Now, while the media, the destruction of America media, the media that is betting against you and I today, forgets everything, we have some big things coming up, okay? It's decision time, okay? Supreme Court will soon rule on gay rights, gerrymandering, and unions, all right? The Supreme Court is headed into its final month of its term, facing decisions, okay, on gerrymandering, union, gay rights, abortion, and President Trump's travel ban. This term, best known case is the culture war clash that pits equal rights for gay customers against a claim of religious liberty from the Christian store owner. It is one of the 3 major cases that features a compelled speech claim from conservatives who object to liberal state laws. The others involve union fees and California's required disclosure for crisis pregnancy centers, okay? You should read up on this. The justices are expected to announce their decision on the first day of every work week between now and the end of June, and then adjourn for the summer. So folks, every time you turn around, you will have a decision coming out. And let me tell you, you're going to find out really quick where we need improvements on the court, and we'll find out Neil Gorsuch, the medal of Trump's pick here in a minute for the in the next month for the Supreme Court, because I just want to read this one more time. Pay attention. This will be breaking news almost on a daily basis. The Supreme Court, we're going to hear gerrymandering. What is gerrymandering? Gerrymandering is where state legislative bodies have the control of redistricting the areas that claim that it's easier for Democrats to get elected in districts or Republicans to get elected in districts. So gerrymandering is on the list. Unions, big, gay rights, abortion, and the travel ban. This is big. Executive power, okay? Abortion, religious liberty, unions, whether you have to pay the dues or not, and gerrymandering. A very defining court session. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Everybody is. One more thing before I go to the next story. This caught my eye over the weekend. And there are certain things that happen that remind me of my childhood. All right? Europe wants to ban all plastic cutlery and straws to stop plastic pollution. So this is from the Daily Caller, okay? Put up my crazy straws. Do you remember, like, somewhere in 1970 when you went to the grocery store and you begged your mom to put these crazy straws in your buggy, and you went home and you mixed up some Nestle Quick? Yeah, right? We'll go with Nestle Quick. And you were running the crazy straw, and you watched it go up. And then about the time, I know this is gross, so all right, but you're kids, all right? So about the time you're ready to get a nice drink of the Nestle Quick, you back off of it and you pull the straw out and you watch it go back down. I know, gross, right? But we were kids. You did it too, all right? And I was thinking that, but you remember when you went to school, okay? And they gave you the paper straw for your milk. You remember that? Now, we didn't have a hole in the side we didn't have a hole in the side of the milk container like your juice boxes, okay? And we didn't have a little plastic straw with a little spike thing to where, you went into the juice box. Didn't have all that. I mean, you learned to fold back the milk like this, right? You learned things. You had sense enough too. Now, I'm sorry, this may aggravate a lot of people, but damn it, excuse my language. You remember, I grew up in the generation. I'm sorry. This is going to be very offensive. So this is the warning I better put out. I grew up in a generation that, I'm sorry if your parents didn't do it, but maybe in my house we heard every once in a while, don't you have enough damn sense? Do you not have sense enough? Right? Sorry. Do you not have sense enough to open a damn carton of milk? Sorry. I know how many people just got upset. But see, the kids today, they got a little foil circle and the straw's on the side, and they know they push that down and it's over, right? Well, that's okay. That's great. Okay. That's progress. We actually looked for the arrows to point to the front, because you didn't open the carton of milk, the little carton of milk that you got there that was halfway soured and warm to begin with in school. You didn't open it on the wrong end or it wouldn't open, okay? And you're like, oh my God, and then you had the kids that didn't have sense enough to open their damn milk, right? But you learn where the arrows pointed. Then you folded it back and then you creased it and pulled it out in your milk. But remember, the little paper straw they would give you. Oh, I'll never forget. We get this little paper straw. I'm like, what the hell? And you couldn't even finish the milk. The paper straw was soggy and it collapsed and everything. What am I talking about? But you remember that? I mean, if you don't have a plastic straw, how in the world in 3rd grade can you aggressively shoot spitballs? How can you do it? I know I went off the rails, but Europe wants to ban all plastic cutlery. The European Commission proposed a ban on 10 plastic items that make up 70% of litter Monday in an attempt to clean up the oceans. The Commission announced, the proposal in Monday's press release saying plastic cotton buds, cutlery, plates, straws, drink stirrers. You know, you get a coffee, you got a little drink stirrers. Sticks for a balloon. What the hell? Your little plastic sticks for the balloons should be banned. The ban wouldn't be fully implemented till 2030, but by that time, the Commission estimates it will have cost businesses $3.5 billion, according to CNN Money. The Commission promised to be big on the big issues and leave the rest to member states. Plastic waste is undeniably a big issue in Europe. Needs to act, All right, so, you know, I don't even know why I'm doing this story. It just caught my eye. Do you understand what I'm saying, Amanda? You know, I mean, is anybody, am I just out here all by myself? Can I get a, hey, you understand, so I can move along? Thank you. Okay, I just wanted something so I can move right along. Now, let's go to my next, where's my next one? All right. Let's look at the Twitter deck before we move on, because I want to look at the President of the United States here. Let's go through some of the tweets, okay? And then we'll go to another break. And if it's time, do you have anything this morning at 9:30, or do I keep rolling? Are you there? Are you here today? Do you have anything at 9:30? All right, well, that was the question, damn it. What the hell? You paying attention or not? Oh, my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry, Amanda. The whole straw thing messed me up for the day, okay? It just got me, all right? That got me. Okay, an hour ago, now where does Trump put these together? An hour ago, the president said, sorry, I've got to start focusing on my energy on North Korea, nuclear, bad trade deals, VA choice, the economy, rebuilding the military, and so much more, and not on the rigged Russian witch hunt that should be investigating Clinton, Russia, FBI, Justice, Obama, Comey, Lynch, etc. I'm sorry, we're going to read that again because I've waited my entire life for a president of the United States to just have the nerve to say it. Oh, for those that do not like the Twitter-in-chief, he is right. He has to focus. They have the one guy coming to U.S. Now, we talked about it. Rick and I talked about this. Okay, we'll get into North Korea in a minute. Rick and I talked about this Friday. We have a media that has given North Korea way too much credit, okay? Japan has a whole diplomatic staff. They have a staff, a pre-meeting team. South Korea has a team. China has a team. We do. We have advanced teams on everything. Japan, South Korea, China, ourselves, even the Russians have advanced teams. I told you when this guy said that he would not meet with Trump and the deal was off with South Korea, that maybe the rubber band broke in North Korea. And it would be back on. Remember that? I mean, whether that happened or not. But you remember I said something silly like that a minute, said just relax. I don't know that Kim Jong-un did not have something. Either he was using something to negotiate with Trump to put pressure on Trump, the president of the United States, or Actually, there was some reason he could not get his advance team because there was no team. Okay? They've probably been trying to put together how many advanced teams has North Korea, the dictator regime, rogue regime, had to put together to go to meet with State Department officials. How many in the past? None. Okay? They have one guy with a couple guys coming to the United States now. All right? And Kim Jong-un and President Moon of South Korea met this past Saturday at the denuclearization zone. Quit giving the North Koreans so much credit that they have everything in place. I think the guy that's coming, we'll talk about him in a minute, I think the guy that's coming over to the U.S. right now, he may be here, flew through Beijing like commercial airlines. Exactly. Because they don't have a plane. Okay. Sorry, I've got to start focusing on all my energy on North Korea, nuclear, bad trade deals, VA choice, and the economy, rebuilding the military, and so much more, and not on the rigged Russian witch hunt that should be investigating Clinton, Russia, FBI, Justice Department, Obama, Comey, Lynch, etc. How I have waited. This is Trump this morning. Why aren't the 13 angry and heavily conflicted Democrats investigating the totally crooked campaign of the totally crooked Hillary Clinton? It's a rigged witch hunt. That's why ask them if they enjoyed her after election celebration. Okay, let's see. Angry Democrats again. What's the second one? All right, here's another one 2 hours ago. The 13 angry Democrats plus people who worked 8 years for Obama working on the rigged Russian witch hunt will be meddling with the midterm elections, especially now that Republicans, stay tough Republicans, comes from the President of the United States, are taking the lead in polls. There was no collusion except the Democrats. 2 hours ago, President of the United States tweeted out, this investigation involved far more surveillance than we ever had any idea about. It wasn't just a wiretap against a campaign aide. It was security. It was secretly gathering information on the Trump campaign. People call that spying. This is unprecedented and scandalous. Molly Hemingway said this. Okay. And 2 hours ago, if you notice, I'm not using the other computer because it decided to crash over the weekend. So I'm getting ready to try to put another plan in place. So if you'd like to donate to the show computer fund, I have a phone number you can reach me at. Democrats mistakenly tweet. All right, this is one. Do you have that picture? I wrote this one, okay? Now, this one went viral, okay? Democrats mistakenly tweet 2014 picture of Obama's term showing children from a border in a steel cages. Did I send you that picture? There they are, okay? They thought it was a recent picture in order to make us look bad, but backfired. Dems must agree to the wall and new border protection for good of the country bipartisan bill. Now, I did not know he tweeted that out. Let's see. Let me see. Is that now 2014? Okay, I have that right here. I read that story last night. And let me pull that up before we get to, I got two more I want to do today. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? I have it here somewhere. Separating children. You remember this morning I told you MSNBC, Minka Brzezinski said, while Trump's administration is ripping children out of the hands of their parents. Ripping children. This picture went viral, okay? This picture went viral, and President Donald Trump has found some critics, wrong one, sorry. My sincere apology. I thought I had the right one. I don't have that. I'll have to find it after the break. I thought I had it here. Hang tight. I might have it. Let's see. After all. Stay with me, and then we'll go to break and start another. Caged migrant children photo goes viral as left rages at Trump. This picture here went viral, except it happened under Obama. They are trying to lead you to believe, okay? A photo of 2 migrant children sleeping in a cage at an ICE detention facility quickly went viral on Sunday after several prominent liberals tweeted it in a white-hot rage as President Trump's immigration policy. Oh, they burnt this up Sunday, and they started deleting their tweets immediately, okay? And this computer's running really slow. I'm going to take a break because I do want to do Rocket Man, and I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about the South China Sea that nobody is talking about this morning. And Amanda, can you be ready when we come back? Okay, and we'll see what Amanda has as soon as we come back from break. So let's take us to break.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Better days ahead. ahead. Yellow pollen means green cash at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. The spring savings event is on at Days, and the discounts are deep. Now save up to $11,000 off select new 2018 Chevy Silverados, or up to $6,000 off select new 2018 Equinox. Pick any Chevy you want and save a bunch during the spring savings event going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
And we're back. I'm your host, DKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. It's Tuesday. It's a short week for everybody out there, and I hope you're enjoying. Well, it's going to rain all week. That's what the weather man is saying. It's going to rain all week long. So, Amanda, this is where I wonder what Amanda has prepared for us today.
Well, we're back on the, with the horrible events that went down with the Santa Fe High School in Texas.
Yes.
Okay, we didn't get as much media coverage on it as we did with the Parkland students.
Agreed.
But, of course, CNN has to rally up and have a town hall over it. And this was last Wednesday. And
CNN had a town hall.
Yeah, they had a town hall last Wednesday. I know you didn't really hear about it because guess why? It didn't get the reaction that they wanted. So I've got a video of and Nancy Pelosi was actually there. And I've got a video of the kind of Texas mentality and the student mentality of that area. So I'm going to play that real quick.
Welcome back to CNN's Town Hall. We have House Democratic Leader Nancy Pelosi. We've been getting into issues, and there is no issue that matters more than what we're going to discuss right now. A community, as we all know, once again, made victim by a school shooting. This time, it was Santa Fe, Texas, the high school there. We have Alexis Wilson with us. Alexis is a senior. She was in the school last week. She was there during the shooting. Thank God for her and her family. She survived. But Alexis, you care about this in a whole new way after seeing what happened to your friends and classmates. What do you want to ask?
Hi, I'd like to ask, where does the government stand on arming and training our teachers, much the way we use air marshals on airplanes?
Thank you, Alexis. Please accept my sympathy for the loss of friends that you may have lost at school and just the tragedy that befell your school. Speaking for myself and most of my colleagues on the Democratic side, we do not think that that is the solution. We do think that we had testimony today, I was mentioning to Chris earlier, we had testimony today from children from a wide range of schools who had tragedies, or just even communities that have had tragedies, and they were asking us to have pass the common sense background checks legislation, to pass legislation that if you know that someone is can be problematic, that you can report that in different aspects of it. And I know that it may be regional, and again, this is following a tragedy like this. All we want to do is pray and for your families, but do not support arming teachers and the rest. What some of the students would like to do, though, is say anyone who's going to be armed should be trained. And they came to my office last night, the kids from Florida, and said, can you help us get training veterans know about weapons. Maybe they could train people who want to buy a weapon so that they then have to pass the background check, but at least have passed the training. So I would not be supportive of arming teachers. No.
Do you feel that there's a little bit of an either-or problem with how we're trying to approach solutions? First, let's be honest, we haven't gotten anything done, right? What killed me when I had to go down to Santa Fe again was it's getting so hard to look in the eyes of kids like Alexis. You're happy to meet her because she's a senior. She's going to go on with her life. Thank God she survived, and she's got better days in front of her. But their families, every time, they're never going to be the same, and nothing gets done about it because it seems that there's an either-or. Will you put armed guards in the schools? No, we don't want to talk about it. Let's not talk about hardening the schools. But the building we're in now, the building that you work in, the point of entry there is secure. You don't walk in with a trench coat with a shotgun underneath your jacket and get in. It doesn't happen. You know this. Why can't that be part of the equation? Talk about universal background checks. Fine. Talk about mental health, how to identify them, the money for treatment. But why either or? Why not make the schools safer? I know it's a state issue, but they're going to ask for money, and that's where the federal government comes in. That you could offer them money to make schools so that when you go there as a guest and you walk in, of course they'll have multiple points of egress for emergencies, but you're going to be looked at when you go in that school, and you're not going to walk in with a gun under your coat.
In our omnibus bill that we passed just a few weeks ago, we have 1.8, I think it was 1.8, but it could be 1.6 billion dollars in there for this purpose for schools to give them an opportunity to secure them, and those schools have to make those decisions. But it isn't. The children should not have to be worried about going to school as a place that violence can occur. That doesn't mean they shouldn't take the precautions, whether it's through infrastructure or whatever else they may decide that they need. But I don't think you should consider it in any way an answer to what we have to do to have responsible background checks for people who want to have a gun. Most people in the National Rifle Association have had background checks. They know what they're responsible for, but I don't know. But the NRA is against background checks. There are other things that we can do in terms of public policy and also in terms of mental health that is very important in all this. But it is not. This is not a total smorgasbord. It is. You have to get to systemically stop people from having guns who shouldn't have guns in the first place. And that's why we have to...
All right, so let's get another question on this topic. This question comes from Michael Neville. He's about to graduate from high school in Maryland. Michael, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Michael.
Thank you. Leader Pelosi, you've indicated that gun safety will be a top priority of House Democrats over the next 2 years.
Yes.
However, while you served as Speaker of the House from 2007 to 2011, gun safety was not a primary concern of your caucus or your party, and no meaningful gun reform was passed. As the American people cast their ballots for the House of Representatives this November, why should we believe that your priorities will have shifted?
Well, let me just say this, that we did do some things when we had the majority. And this whole NICS program, do you know what that is? That's how after Virginia Tech, that was like the big event at that time. What was suggested that we would have this program, this NICS program, the national, how the localities give the information so that there is a database where people can check in to see if somebody should or should not have a gun. We did that. We strengthened it. We gave it more money, and we recently gave it more money as well. The world has changed since then. People are much more receptive to having gun legislation. You have to have 60 votes in the Senate. Remember that. You have to have 60 votes in the Senate, and that is a major obstacle to getting many things done. So unless you think you're going to have 60 votes in the Senate, it's hard to pass legislation. But what was looked for then is what we did, which was the having the information of who had a gun or who shouldn't have a gun, and that is the NICS is a very important part of what we have now. But it certainly is not enough. We only had a time when we had 2 years with President Obama, and it was a priority, but we didn't win the election, and so we didn't get something else passed.
So
you first of all, let's just cover this. Do you realize how much that is more that I've not listened to Nancy Pelosi that long this year? What the hell is wrong with you?
So, I know.
Oh my God. I mean, why the hell she might... You know what was wrong there?
I had to punish you a little bit.
Yeah, but you know what was wrong there is she went on there and they were like... She was like... They said, this is a town hall. She was looking around. She said, well, somebody told me this was going to be the Sally Jesse Raphael show. I'm looking for the lady with the big glasses back in the 80s. Okay?
You have to dig through the ranting and the Prozac talking all I heard there at the end was that the Democratic Party did not get elected, so an actual solution was not a priority anymore. And, she's actually challenged by a 16-year-old that, your building is armed. What could you possibly, and a government building, might I add. What's the difference?
Well, I like the young lady that brought up the, I like the young lady that brought up the air marshal, okay? Yep. And Nancy Pelosi, realistically, if you pull it up, young lady, you brought up an air marshal, and you young people have Nancy Pelosi asking her about your safety and why she wouldn't do anything for your safety. Number one, she is the richest member of Congress. I think she's the richest. If you Google richest member of Congress. So young people, you need to understand, you're sitting there with the richest member of Congress, number one. Number two, she flies private. She doesn't know what an air marshal is, okay? No. She doesn't know what an air marshal is. You caught her off guard because she flies private, whether she says so or not, all right? They're wealthy. Their kids have always been protected. Their kids have always had their own guards. Yes, the Pelosi's kids have always had guards around them. They've always had security around them, okay? And they talk gun control, and here you kids are talking to a lady that just flat does not care. End of discussion on that.
Yep. You got it.
What else you got on that? Anything?
That's all I got.
Okay, I don't have time to do a story on this lady, April Ryan. Put up April Ryan. I might get there in a minute, but April Ryan, this lady absolutely hates the President of the United States. This lady is part of the corruption of the media, part of the plan in the media to disrupt the President of the United States. She hates. This is the lady that said, President Trump, are you a racist? Okay. This is the lady that made fun of Sarah Huckabee Sanders on Thanksgiving and said she did not bake the pie. This is the lady that asked the President of the United States, okay, or asked Sarah Huckabee Sanders, after recent things with Michael Cohen and the wild week the president had, has he considered, stepping down, resigning? This lady is a whack job for CNN, hates the President of the United States, and is actually doing her part. We will go over that story at some other time. Now, the one thing I want to bring up, all right, if I can find this, I'm going to try to bring it up here. Where is Rocket Man? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, let me get to it. I should have brought this up earlier. Hold on. I think I have it here. Okay, so let's put it like this. Kim Jong-un, why did he restart the talks? Now, the negative in the media is the negative in the media is that, you know, President Trump looks bad. They're trying to make President Trump look bad. Now, here's a little note I want you to be aware of if you don't. The President of the United States penned a letter to Kim Jong-un, okay? So Kim Jong-un's advanced team, because the media wants to lead you to believe that these people have an advanced team, okay? They couldn't get the Yugos started. They got a shipment from Yugoslavia several years ago of Yugos. They could not get them started, the little 3-cylinder cars. And they could not get to Singapore to meet with the USA, the advanced team, and they didn't show up. They left our team standing, okay? And so President Donald Trump says, you know what? I'm going to send him a letter. President Donald Trump does not ask, okay, Mike Pompeo to send a letter. President of the United States does not call in his speechwriters and his team of specialists and say, would you please write a letter for me and let me see what you come up with. Yeah, I want you to work with this, this, and this. Here's my full 4 bullet points. Work that into a letter, get it over to the State Department, get the State Department to send it to his advanced team, get it through all the channels, and one day get it to him. Didn't happen. President Trump dictated every word of the letter Kim Jong-un canceling the summit. He canceled it. Trump did. President Donald Trump dictated every word of the letter directly to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un on Thursday, announcing that he's canceling the much-anticipated nuclear summit. Trump called it a truly sad moment for history, sadly based on the tumultuous anger and open hostility displayed in your most recent statement. I feel it is inappropriate at this time. I have this long-planned meeting. Therefore, please let this letter serve to represent that the Singapore summit for the good of both parties, but to the detriment of the world, will not take place. That's what Donald Trump said. So they're sitting over there and Mr. Dictator, there's a letter for you from the United States. From the State Department, the Pompeo guy? No. Who's it from? Trump. Yeah. No, I'm telling you, Donald wrote this letter. Donald's not happy. This letter is straight to you. There's no middleman, nothing. He dictated this. Kim Jong-un read the letter and said, Donald's not happy, okay? He pushed a little bit. Point being is, okay, President of the United States, while the media is going after Russia, okay, the President of the United States has been on the phone, all right, with the President of the United States has been on the phone with the Japanese president. We have this, I don't know if I have the right person here. Let's see. There's a group that has gone to Singapore, all right? And there is someone on his way now. I'm not for sure I have that article here, to meet with the United States. So the 12th, the summit is going to go through as of now. Kim Jong-un, we have, what is that guy? Who is that guy? You see the guy in the uniform there? I don't remember his damn name. Excuse me, I'm sorry to say that. I had an article pulled up for him, but I won't go into that right now. Let me do this. Let's take a brief break and wrap the show up, because I got 2 more stories. I'm going to come back. I will get these articles up that I want, and I want to talk about the North Korean summit, a couple other things before we close.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hello, My name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World. In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.